Good evening. It's me, Ryan, your host of Making It Up as We Go. And tonight, we continue the tradition. So let me bring everybody in here. First, we got Sean. Mr. Sean, how you doing? We
Doing
have
wonderful and yourself, sir.
nice, not bad, not bad. We got old Paul. Hi, old Paul.
Howdy.
And we got other Paul.
They're Paul.
I have to keep you guys separated now.
I know it's hard to tell us apart.
Yeah, it happens.
Yep.
Two handsome ass men. Yep. All right. Well, let's get started here today. Couple things before we get super started. I want to go over all right. Other Paul told me about this weird ass car that Daihatsu made. So now I've got that on my iPad instead of what I should have on here. But anyway, now I'm completely unprepared. All right, here we go. Hold on, just give me half a second here. Let's see, we're making it up as we go. And of course, the thing is freezing. Anyway, let's talk first thing about the the Gatton Christmas Challenge. Okay, because the Gatton Christmas Challenge is only 12 days away from the start. 12 days. That's it. So if you haven't started your project yet, you definitely should be at least thinking about it and trying to get it moving, because the end will be here before we know it. Because as soon as we get to the official start, we have to start counting down for the official end, and that will be very quick. So look at all of our awesome sponsors that we have. I've had to manipulate my graphic here multiple times because of this. It's pretty awesome. We have Mr. Hamilton Dilbeck. Hamilton's given us 3 of his file packs. So all of his awesome file packs that he has there on CNC Later, those are available. You'll be able to pick a file pack out of there, and he's given us wonderfully 3 of them. We have Rockler. Rockler has now joined us. Rockler is giving us some hold down clamps. So awesome for the CNCers out there. I don't know if you could use this on a laser or not, but I think it's mainly for the CNC. Also this week, Overture Filament has joined us. They're going to be giving us some filament for 3D printers. They're giving us some. We're going to be giving them away in packs of 2 single kilogram rolls. One of them is going to be a dual color silk PLA, and the other one is going to be one of their cream PLAs. And so they have jumped on board with us. They also wanted me to let everybody know too that there is they're doing a Thanksgiving sale, and they have up to 20% off of their filament. So jump in on some really good filament. And if you haven't used them yet, it's very, very good stuff. There's actually a guy that goes to the dump where I live here, and I see it once in a while, and that's all that this person uses, because there's like 50 or 60 of their cardboard spools like in the recycling bin when I go. so somebody local to me has a 3D printing farm, and that's all they use is Overture. So I've used it a bunch of times, and it's really nice stuff. Anyway, so we have Saint Smart. They're giving us a 3018 CNC. Cadence Manufacturing and Design, our good buddy Cody, he's giving us 2 2-bit packs. So you're going to get a downtown Jenny and an original Jenny, and we have 2 of our participants are going to win one of those packs each. We have, of course, Bob CNC. They're giving us one of their quantum CNCs.
Nice.
P3 CNC, they're giving us one of their XYZ touch probes. And Onefinity is giving us one of their the
Woodworker.
the woodworker. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Not just the woodworker, but they're also giving us a dust boot to go with it and one of their touch probes to go with it. So they're setting it up really nicely for us. So if you, like I said, if you haven't started your Gatton CNC Christmas Challenge yet, you need to get started because it's going to be a crowded group of participants this year, I'm sure. And if I wasn't hosting this show, I'd be participating in it too.
I was just at Rockler today to get my wood for my project.
Very nice. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So all the links for all of our sponsors are there in the description. So go check them out, support them. They're supporting us, and we really appreciate it.
Oh, and Rockler has 30% off on all their woods right now until tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So if you need wood for your project, get up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. All right. Well, so sponsorship stuff aside, Old Paul, Age Before Beauty. What have you been up to this week, sir?
I continue to work on my Gatton Christmas Challenge project. It's almost done. I haven't started the editing of the video yet, but the project itself is very close to being done. So I will make the deadline.
Nice. So you actually have a chance to be like the first actual poster of it, huh?
I do. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it depends how the editing goes, but yeah.
Yeah. It could go real bad.
Yes, it can. It can go bad very quickly.
It definitely can. Good deal. Well, that's good to see that there's progress being made. Mr. Sean, how about you, buddy?
Sir, I haven't started yet. I'm going to, but I haven't started yet. I need to.
Yeah, you've been working on
I've been
anything
playing
else
with
this week?
I've been playing with my welder. I've actually broke it out. It's been a while. I made it's a rocket stove heater, but I use it as an incinerator. All my scrap wood in the wintertime goes into that. Throws out a little extra heat. Man, I couldn't believe my welds. They suck. Thank goodness for a grinder, though.
Yeah.
That grinder makes them all go away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Other Paul, how about you, sir? What have you been up to?
Woke up early, started working on my design. Spent probably a good 3 hours and said, nope. But that's because electricity.
It happens.
Yeah. So, but no, I finally was like, cool, this is what I'm going to do. Went to Rockler, got the wood for it, and hopefully we'll start cutting next week, unless I have another. You know what? Let's change it.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, for me, I actually have done something in relation to our hobby. I put a vent in from the outside of the house into the basement here in preparation of making my closet that's over here that you can't really see, or you can't see at all. It's over here. That's going to be my laser closet. And yeah, I ran the 6-inch hose from outside and got it through the house. And my wife was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm putting in a vent for the laser." And she goes, "Are you cutting a hole inside the house?" I said, "Yeah."
Not so much a hole, but an opening.
Yeah.
And only on one side of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty hidden, so it's all right. It's not that big of a deal. Oh, I hear the clickety clack of the dogs. Oh, big one's coming to visit. Oh, You got, oh, hi Ranger, how you doing, pal? Besides that, it's been I've been working on in the background on some QForge stuff, but haven't actually started printing them out yet because as everybody saw when we did the QForge demo on the show, doing it on the little Ender 3 takes some planning to do everything. What are you guys doing? I gave these two a bath today, and wow, that was a crazy experience. And I never had to go into a Tractor Supply and like do the washing of them. Usually, I just have PetSmart do it, but they won't bathe my one anymore. Not the big one, but the small one that they won't bathe her anymore because she has some kind of autoimmune disease from before we got her, and so now she can't have any kind of shots or anything like that, and because of that, they won't let her come in there to get a bath, and so she was stinking today, and my wife and I were just like, all right, we got to go give him a bath. So she was fantastic. The big one was a bit of a, he's a big wimp. I don't know why, but he was. He loves water, but he doesn't like getting a bath, evidently. He definitely doesn't like the dryers that you blow him on with. He tries to eat them. But it was fun anyway. Sidetracked. All right. Before we start talking about some of the videos, there's two things that I have written down here that I wanted to bring up because I don't have any pictures of them. First was Cody Meet 2023 was today. And so he had I talked to him a little while ago. He had 25 people show up there at the shop today. Mr. Schuster evidently brought his drum making machine there to the shop. And there were some live demos and
too
all
cool
kinds of cool stuff.
Nice.
So Cody Meet 2023 is probably going to be a thing in the future. Everybody's looking at it like I spelled meat wrong or something, but I did it on purpose, knowing that Cody's not out there tonight. So look forward to Cody Meet 2024. Oh, I love that guy. It's so fun to give him a hard time when he's not around. So anyway, yeah. So and then I did also see I did see this fella. Look, no longer Polly Wants a Crafter. He's Mr. Yarn Doll. What's this all about? Is this a total rebranding? If you're gonna do Mr. Yarn Doll, you got to change the Polly logo.
I'm kind of curious to know what he's up to. I think he got a sublimation printer, maybe.
I think that's something that he might have been looking at. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, Jerry. Yeah. They want the certificates of the shots and all that. And since she can't have them, and even though we had a letter from the vet saying, she can't have these anymore. They won't do her. So, his girlfriend's name is Dawn Yarndoll. Doyle. I got you. Makes more sense now. I understand. Makes more sense. Let's see here. John is asking, did Cody say he would post some more pictures of or videos of it? And that answer is he didn't tell me yet, but I would assume that he would be. So keep an eye out on his Facebook page, and I'm sure some photos will show up there. Very good. Very good. 3DHP. What's up, buddy? I wish you had a basement. It's nice at times, and then it's a pain in the butt at times. It really can be. But it does give you extra square footage. Definitely, for sure. So let's see here. Yeah, it looks like some people are doing their designs for the CNC challenge and all that good stuff. Very good. All right. Well, let's since we're done talking about Cody Meat, the other thing I wanted to bring up was something that came out is the OhmTech Pro is coming. So that's pretty cool. A new OhmTech laser is going to be coming out, and I made some notes on that from looking it up online. If you put it in Google, and you can see some of the little previews of what's supposed to be on that page. Well, if you click on it for OhmTech, it goes to a blank page, but the preview still has some writing in it. Looks like it's supposed to be showing up in about 2 weeks. It's a 150 watt hybrid laser, a 30 by 54 inch cutting bed. So it's a monster of a machine. Autofocus. It can cut, Paul, you said 18 gauge metal. Is that right?
Yes. 18 gauge.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. And the autofocus is pretty wild too, because, normally it has that pin on the side.
Yeah.
The autofocus is built into the laser head.
Oh, wow.
So there's no pin. So it goes down, and it has, I don't know how, just had a quick little 5 seconds, but the head, see the head go spring up and then back. And yeah, it's pretty impressive looking.
Yeah. And it definitely should for the price tag.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know
two things though: the size of the bed.
Yeah. Well, the folks that are out there that have the Thunders and all that stuff wouldn't be scoffing at this type of price tag. But for somebody that owns an OhmTech or is used to their product lines and all that, spending $13,000 on this laser is a chunk of change. So it seems like it's a big step up for their product line. So should be pretty interesting. Pretty cool. I think I actually did I have a picture of that? I think I did.
It looks like you can't, like this morning I searched for it and found it on Amazon, but now if you search for it, it's not coming up in the results.
Yeah. It doesn't come up with anything on there. It says it's not available. It's a nice looking machine though. I think also what I saw is that it has pass-throughs on all 4 sides.
Yes.
So you can do front, rear, and left and right. It gives a lot of capabilities to it. So a nice looking machine. It'll be interesting. I'll looking forward to see somebody do some videos on one that is in real life. So pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, and also a knife blade bed, and then the LEDs in the normal one just suck. This has all LEDs around it. The water chiller is included inside. So,
you've been able to find a lot more information than I found on it. Good. That's awesome. Yeah, it should be a pretty cool looking product. I'm interested in seeing more on it. Be pretty sweet. Very cool. The next thing I wanted to bring up was our friends over here at HueForge. HueForge is doing a special. I think it's for this weekend only. They're doing a sale, and if you, I didn't write down the thing here, but you can kind of game the system. And Steve, the creator of HueForge, says it's allowed to game the system because you can. I want to say there's a 15% off of upgrades. So what you could do is if you bought the personal license but you wanted one of the bigger commercial licenses or something like that, you could buy the commercial license and then get 15% off of upgrading it to whatever license you wanted it to. And he says it's fine to do that. So it's like, hey, if you're looking at getting HueForge, you should check that out. And I think it was only for this weekend. It was on their Facebook post. I happened to look over here and see the logo, and it reminded me of that. But yeah, he said it's okay to game the system and do it. I've got some pretty neat projects that I want to make with that. I'll give you a little. I found a really cool picture of Vanna White from like the 80s. And it's a really cool looking black and white picture. And I'm like, oh, that picture will look so awesome in HueForge. So I can't wait to do that one. I think it'll look pretty sweet. And then I found another one too. Another picture. I think the photographs, like black and white photographs, are like the ultimate for that HueForge. I also found a really cool picture of it was one of the Bond girls from Diamonds Are Forever. Jill St. Clair, I think is her name. It was a pretty sweet like pinup style picture of her, and I was like, oh, that would look really cool. It had a lot of detail to it, and but I think it'll work out pretty well. We'll see, but I want to give it a whirl. So anyway, but yeah, if you want HueForge, jump on it and get that game the system. Join the Facebook group so you can, and you'll find this post about it. All right, let's see here. While we're catching up on some other stuff, let's talk about the Orange Storm. So we talked about this a week ago. The big monster 3D printer from Elegoo, a 800 by 800 by 1000 millimeter bed. There's been some interesting videos that have come out because there's another one of the 3D printing conventions that happened, I guess, last weekend out west. I forget which one it was. It might have been Smurf, or it might have been one of the other one. I forget what it's called. But anyway, so one of my favorites, Nathan Builds Robots, just did an interview with the guy from Kevin from Elegoo, and is talking about, and they're standing in front of one of the Orange Storms. It's pretty cool. And by the end of the video is probably my favorite part, because even though they're talking about the printer and stuff like that, by the end of the video, Nathan's like resting his arm upon the frame of the thing because it's so tall. I mean, it's over 4 feet tall, and you can just see the expression on the guy's face, on this Kevin guy's face, just like, please stop leaning on my printer. Please stop. I don't want to tell you to not do this, but please stop. Like, I got that read off of it. It was pretty funny. But it looks like they're changing some stuff from what he was saying and what I was reading originally in the on the Kickstarter. Looks like they're changing it up a little bit. Like they're including bigger nozzles in it, and that was one of my complaints originally. Was you've got this monster, and then you're putting a 0.4 millimeter nozzle on the thing. It'll take an eon for it to print anything. But it looks like they're now including the 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and a full millimeter nozzles on the thing. So it'll actually print in somewhat relative quickness. So pretty sweet. But oh yeah, I had notes on that one too. Here we go. Orange Storm. So the super early Kickstarter people, the due date for them to get theirs is in April. They've got 52 days left of being the Kickstarter thing being open. The current backers are going to get theirs in August. So they have sold so many of these things. It's like it's well over 1,000 backers are buying this thing. Their current, I guess, value of that Kickstarter, $3,263,384. I mean,
wow.
That's insane.
It's 3.276 now.
Oh, it is. Oh,
Since you wrote that down. Yeah.
Yeah, since like the last 2 hours, it's gone
Yeah.
up another 20 grand.
There's been 2 more backers since we logged on.
I wish that I could buy one. I would love to have gotten one of those things just to have it and be able to say, hey, yeah, I've got one of these, this big ass thing you can't move around anywhere. I think what you'll find is you'll find people doing videos on them, and then they'll sell them because they won't have any room for them or whatever. Uncle Jesse just did a video in the last day or two of doing like a virtual reality thing with where he's going to place one. He works with Elegoo all the time, so I'm sure they're sending him one. It's like so huge. It's just moving it around, trying to figure out where to put it. But yeah, it's pretty funny. I would think though, if I had one, I mean, it's so big. I mean, like I said, it's over 4 feet tall. Nathan had his arm sitting on top of it, talking to the guy. I wouldn't want that thing sitting on the ground. Like, I mean, sure, you want to build bigger stuff with it, so it wouldn't be necessarily on the ground, but I would want it like 2 feet off the ground so that the build plate wasn't like all the way on the floor. But I guess maybe that's just me. But I don't know. I guess we'll see what people do with it once they get them. It'll be interesting. I'm sure.
Yeah, it makes sense though. Dust bunnies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not even that. Just for ease of use. I don't want to crawl around. I had my Gatton on the ground for the first 2 years, and it was nice that I could just sit there and walk on it and sweep the dust off of it. But really working with it at that height was a pain. And that, you're only making stuff that's 3/4 of an inch tall. But if you're going to make anything huge, man, I just thought about, the HueForge prints that you could print on that thing. That would be sweet. Oh man, I'm a HueForge homer. I like that program. I can't wait to mess with it some more.
I have issues with the height of cabinets, or as they, not cabinets, but oh my gosh, I can't even think of the word.
Well, just
No,
Countertops.
countertops. There we go. That word. Just being as tall as I am, I'm always having to hunch over on that thing. I mean, I still want to raise it 4 or 5 feet just so I'm like, cool.
Yeah,
right there.
And if you can, yeah, definitely. I'd
like to do that with this guy here because I'm constantly leaning in, and then I feel it in the back.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I know when I wash dishes in the sink, I hate doing it because it kills my back. And I don't know why my wife just doesn't do it. That's not nice. I shouldn't say that. It was a joke. Relax. Yeah. So and the other thing that Nathan was talking about with this guy, evidently they're going to come out with some other versions of the Orange Storm. So like they're going to make some smaller ones of some sort. Like I would think maybe you don't need 1,000 millimeters of height. But you might want that overall footprint. But if you didn't need the 3 feet of height, maybe you could do one with like 300 millimeters or something like that. Maybe that would be.
The first thing that comes to my mind are the cosplayers with the body armor.
Oh yeah,
and all that or doing a bust of a statue.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I see all that stuff happen. I thought Jerry would jump on one just so he could do a full R2, but I think he could do a full R2 on his rat rig that he's building because it's so big. But it's pretty crazy. It'll be fun to watch that thing continue. So we'll keep up to date on it, and I mean, by this time next week, it could be over $4 million. but then that again goes back to what I think I was saying last week about it. Like, why would an established company like that want to do a Kickstarter? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's just do a
Well, it's
pre-sale
instant
and
backing.
do yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's why I'm not good at business. I know I have 2 companies, but I'm not good at business. But it's okay. There's a reason why I'm small. But anyway, all right. Going back to Nathan real quick. So he did this other video here too, about because he was at this show and watching. It's like 3 minutes of just watching this this thing poop. The A1, 4 minutes of it, just watching it go, and it's pretty funny how that thing moves, because it spent like 99% of the time purging filament and all that. Because if you see in the thumbnail there's it's all green except for this little itty bitty, I don't know, half-inch area that's yellow, and so it's got to go through that whole process of changing the filament color from the green to the orange or whatever that other color was, and then back again to do the green again. And so like the whole couple minutes of the video is really just the machine purging filament back and forth. And this is like, oh my gosh, that's just so much waste happening.
The subtitles on that were great.
Oh yeah,
That
I love them. I
Yeah.
absolutely love them. And then he wonders why. Well, I'm sure he doesn't wonder anymore. But why Bamboo Labs doesn't send him a machine anymore? He's just real about everything. It's awesome. I think it's very admirable.
purge block plus poop equals profit.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Those are great captions.
Oh yeah, they're the hanging Chad poop.
Oh yeah.
One piece of the filament got stuck on the little thing that flings the poop, the filament out of the way, and it's funny to watch. But it's really sad about how much filament gets wasted. I don't know what to do about that. Like what you could do about that with that style machine, but I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I think it's on just how you design stuff. You got to design it where it doesn't have to continually change filament colors, I guess.
It almost be worthwhile to recycle the plastic.
Yeah, if you could do your own. And most of the models I see people make with the color changing machines, it's using more filament to purge and change colors than it does to actually make the whatever it is, the object. So it's craziness. Crazy. Speaking of crazy, our buddy Dave Gatton's been putting out some videos. Look at that. He's
A
been
couple good ones too.
2 weeks in a row. Dave's been doing some really good work, getting back to the basics of CNC stuff. Looks like he's been more like kind of refreshing, for today's stuff on different subjects and all that. I hadn't had a chance to watch his homing switches set up one yet today, but I did watch the Dust Shoe and all of his other ones. So, but good job, Mr. Gatton. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what he's going to make for the Gatton Christmas Challenge. Sawdust. Lots of sawdust. So, cool deal. Let's see here. What else we got? This one's from Paul. You brought this one to our attention. This thing is pretty sweet. Henry from True Creative. I guess Henry is the name of the machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it this is a large format CNC machine. Now, this video is from 11 months ago that I found of it. But he was just posting something in the one Facebook group the other day about all the work that he's been putting into this machine. And it's pretty cool. I like the thought and idea. I like this design much more than I like the Maslow one. Similar, I guess, concepts in it, like being able to do larger sheet good type stuff. But different form factor. I still think, like, from watching the video on it and stuff, I still think there's a little more work that could be done for securing the wood. Like if in the one video, it kind of, you can see so the way this thing works, this little guy right here, this is where the router is. And that white piece in the middle is the actual router itself, and it goes up and down. And then it has these pincher rolls on the back side of it that clamp the wood to the machine itself. So it'll go down, up and down the gantry, and while the router goes up and down as well. And I think it has like a 2.5 inch thing. Let me see here. I did a screenshot of some of the specs that he's been working on with it. So 650 watt brushless spindle plus a 5.5 watt diode laser on board, a rack and pinion X-axis motion, screw on the Y, 80 to 90 inches per minute cutting without question, probably higher in the final spec. 4x8 foot by 2 inch Z cutting depth. He says Z axis depth is our biggest weakness. I don't really think so, because I think most of what you're going to be cutting is probably sheet goods with this machine, and 3/4 of an inch is probably the most that you're going to do. So I don't really think that's a weakness. Wood, soft metal, plastic, foam, canvas, flexible substrates, fabric. Retail target under $5,000 is what they want.
Wow.
So
What's the
pretty
Maslow?
cool. Yeah. Well, and I think it's
Price.
going to be more expensive than the Maslow, but I think overall it has a lot more ability to be accurate throughout that whole area. And all that. Like what I was saying, though, is with this little guy right here, as it's going up and down, the rest of the board isn't supported by anything. Yeah. So it's clamping together on it as it's going up and down and rolling, but that kind of makes the rest of that wood kind of flop around. So I think there needs to be some way to be able to clamp that.
Yeah, because it's using it like the other X rail.
Yeah,
in a sense, that it's for that top part there.
Yeah, so I think that's some of the work that they probably need to look at more. But it seems like it's. Watching the video of it and seeing the one in the Facebook groups, it was CNC Entrepreneurs is the name of the Facebook group. Is where he posted a video of it cutting something. Now it was like a 2 foot tall piece of wood.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. There were in other comments that were in that post, he was saying that looks like they're going to try to go to Kickstarter next year. So it's a nice looking design. I like it. It stays up against a wall, so it really won't take up a whole lot of room. Stuff like that. So
I don't get some of those comments though, man. If you have nothing nice to say, just move on.
Yeah.
If it's not for you, it's not for you. Okay. A Maslow is not for me, but I think it's a cool idea. And if that's what something works for their setup,
yeah,
let them have fun.
Yeah.
I don't understand why anybody would want to do like a 3D relief carve on something like this. That's not going to work.
Yeah.
But it's not its use case at all. But but yeah, some of the people that were commenting, I didn't understand it.
Yeah,
I didn't understand the hate. I think they just want to be trolls about it. But,
I just thought it looked really cool. I was like, that's pretty futuristic look, you know, out of all
Yeah.
the things you see. And, you know, after we talked, you know, a couple of weeks about the Maslow guy, you know, buying it from somebody else who's buying it from somebody else, you know,
Yeah.
and there's no innovation. Hey, someone's putting some hard work in and coming up with something a little bit different. And they didn't just rip off
It's
someone
unique.
else's design,
yeah.
you know?
Oh yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah. I
This
think
one's
it's-
very unique.
Yeah. I want to see more about this thing. I like that it's called Henry. I don't know why, but I want to talk to Patrick and find out. Maybe I'll get a hold of him and see if we can get him to come on and tell us a lot of stuff about it. That'd be kind of cool. It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Note to self. Let's see what we can do about that. So keep an eye out for that. We'll see it hopefully coming up here pretty soon. You know, we haven't been very CNC router heavy on this show recently, but we've been trying to make it. And there really hasn't been a ton of videos out there that were like piquing the interest on in the CNC router stuff. But this week there's been a lot coming out, and so I want to keep talking about some more cool stuff that we've had. Here, our buddies, Bob CNC. Bob, of course, is one of the sponsors of the Gatton Christmas Challenge. Yay, Bob! And him they've been doing a series, and this was the conclusion that they just put out. So there's 9 in this series where they're talking about designing your own CNC, and they go through the whole process of from controllers, like what you're looking for, material stuff that you're the whole gamut of the whole shebang of designing your own CNC and things to look at. They're pretty short, like this one's only 7 minutes long. The other ones are right about the same, if not shorter. They're good videos, and it's a good way to get in your brain. And if you're thinking about wanting to build your own machine, things to think about. Thought it was good. They always make fun videos. I like watching those guys. Let's see here. Going from there. Here, let's continue staying with the CNC theme. We'll go to Andy Bird Builds. So this one caught my eye because if you don't know what you're looking at there, that is Hamilton Dilbeck's design for the whiskey smoker. Hamilton has done several videos on his whiskey smokers, and it's been a great file for him, and it's one of the files that you can get with the Christmas Challenge or file pack. So Andy had purchased that file pack, and he has an Avid CNC, and he made I want to say it was like 85 of these things for some shows that he was about to do. So it was pretty cool way he walks you through how he cut it, how he set everything up, and stuff like that. It was a good video. But yeah, I mean, it really didn't take much time at all to cut them all out and get them all ready to go. He uses like 2 different bits. He uses a bowl cutting bit, and then he used a down cut bit to do the outlines, profiles, and stuff like that. So pretty cool. And you can see he does do the laser on the bottom, so he has like a laser attachment for his Avid too, and leaves it
Wait,
all on
laser
there.
didn't V-carve it?
Yeah, no, he didn't V-carve it. That's all lasered on there.
That's
so
cool.
yeah, and he did it all without moving them off the bed. So it was just one continuous operation that he just kept on adding on there and going after them. So pretty cool. Yeah. But I saw it, I got really excited because I was like, oh, that's Hamilton's design. Let's watch and see what he does with it. And so evidently they've been a good seller for him too. So if you haven't gotten that file pack from Hamilton, you probably should, because these things evidently sell really well. Very well. So good stuff.
And can make some good Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you could.
Very simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Not hard at all to do, and they'll get out there.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, and Southpaw Designs he is killing me here, because I was like, oh, I want to just talk about this video, but then he since then he's been putting out more CNC videos, so he's got a couple more that have come out since this one, but he's talking about his Onefinity and what's been great about it, what hasn't been so great about it, or what have you, and just it's like it's just a nice review of using the machine. The spoiler, overall, he loves it, so it's been good. So that is I think he has one of the woodworkers, if I'm not mistaken. That's the size that he has it, or he has the Foreman. I can't remember for sure, but I think he says in the video. But good stuff. Let's see here. Then we also have CNC late, or the laser stuff. Spicer Designs. I've been watching this guy for a while. I started watching him because I was looking at tractors, and he has a Coyote tractor, and that was the tractor that I was looking at. And then I saw that he does plasma cutting signs, and now he has a laser too. This is a really cool video. I like this one because he's talking about spending money to make money. He makes these leather keychains. He goes through the process of making this leather keychain for, I forget who the country guy is. Yee is his
somebody in Texas.
Yeah. Somebody. I want to say Luke Bryan, but I don't think that's right, and that's the only country guy name that I know right offhand. Yeah. But anyway, he goes through it and cutting out these doing testing on his on the leather to make sure that he's got settings right. Cutting out a bunch of the keychains, assembling them, and getting them ready to be sent off, because he's trying to get this their store to buy his keychains and have him make them for him. So he was sending out some as just to show what he can do to help him out. So good video. Kyle's a funny guy. He likes to fall down a lot. He's got a good sense of humor, and so definitely give it a watch and check it out. He has the young lady that's in the picture. That's his wife there. He refers to her as the Keystone Girl, and she's responsible for bringing him Keystone beer all the time. So she's a good lady. Good lady. All right, let's see here. And then going back over to 3D printing. We talked about Wham Bam a little bit last week because of their cloud fire suppression thing, and then this popped up. They just brought out they have these things they call hot boxes, and what a hot box is, it's an insulated fabric cover for a 3D printer to help be able to print the higher temperature stuff, or temperature needed things like ABS, ASA, some other filaments that need more of a warm environment to print properly. But this is their first one of these hot boxes that they've made for a specific printer. So they made it for the Bambu Lab P1P, and it's pretty like the engineering behind an enclosure really it set me back. I was like, I was really impressed with the amount of engineering that went into it, because not only did you have to have it cut out for the screen so that it fits properly there, but if you want access to the sides of the machine for maintenance or something like that, like in the picture right there, you can see he's got the one side open. You can do that from both sides. He's got tool pouches that are built into the side for tools. There's a Velcro patch on the inside for that their cloud fire suppression thing. There's a vent hole on the back for an exhaust vent and stuff like that. There's holes for the filament, the AMS unit and stuff like that. It's really, really well done. And I was really impressed with it. I got to see a bunch of their equipment there at the IRF the couple weeks ago. But I didn't really look too much at them, admittedly, because I don't print any of that higher temperature stuff. But it's the quality is definitely there. It's really nice stuff. My son kept opening them up and putting his head inside and going, "Wow, it's warm in here."
Well, and if you have their fire suppression thing, that's going to keeps it all nice and
yeah, it does. It would definitely keep it much more contained. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a pretty nice looking unit. So if you have one of those and something like that, and you need it for well, they also were talking. The other interesting thing, I guess they've done some sound testing with how loud the printer is, and it's quieter than any of the Bambu Labs enclosed printers by putting their enclosure on it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
They're saying 20+%.
Yeah, so it definitely helps out. Pretty neat. Let's see here. Besides that, I think the only other thing I really wanted to bring up was CoPrint. We were talking about them recently from their Kickstarter. Brought this up last week. This is what they were looking like. They were at $212,000, and right now looks like they have their options. So what this thing is, anybody that doesn't know, they're doing a multi-material thing similar to, if you're familiar with the Bambu A1. You have 4 colors coming into the printer head. These guys were developing a nearly identical thing as far as in theory, but this is supposed to be able to be put onto any printer. And so you can buy a kit that has a clipper style screen to it, and also the extruder stuff. Or you can get it, if you already have a clipper based machine, you can get it without the screen part. And they still have a bunch of both ways available, with the pad or without the pad. Looks like everything's saying that March delivery, and they have about 20 days left to go. And they're at $323,898 with 794 backers. So it's a pretty nice setup. So
was it the Chroma one, also the one they said you can control multiple printers from just that one?
Yeah, from that one pad thing. Yeah, you can. I think you can do like 8 printers, I think is what they said.
Then,
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's pretty wild. So if that interests you, go check it out. Like I said, all the links are down there in the descriptions and all that good stuff. Do we have any comments that we need to go check out? I haven't been looking here.
The only one I got started for you is Clyde wants to know how the pole barn shop is coming.
The
and the scoreboard.
Stop talking about the scoreboard. I'm not going to have time to work on anything until the end of the year at this point. But the pole barn is just about done. I mean, realistically, I have like a little bit of trim to do, but it's full currently. But it is kind of difficult getting Christmas light stuff out of there because I have I had bought my wife a used golf cart, and I tore it all apart. So that's over a good chunk of it, and then I have solar stuff in there and other bits and pieces and all the Christmas light stuff. So I really wish I had a bigger shop. She wouldn't let me have a bigger one though. So, but that's all right. I would have already filled it up no matter what size. It could have been 1,000 feet long, and I'd have shit everywhere in there. But yeah, it's shop is good. But I'll try to get some maybe at the beginning of the year we'll do a shop update video or something, and I have video of the whole process of me putting it up, and but I haven't put it all together. So we'll maybe I can get that done at the beginning of the year. Let's see here. Sounded like something just fell over upstairs. Let's see. Do a quick glance here. Oh, look at this! Look, I see everybody's so happy about Cody Meet 2023. Oh, I love him. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Jerry's over there. Yeah, put it on a credit card and send it to me. Yeah. Yeah. He's talking about that Elegoo orange storm printer. Yeah. If I could do that, I wish I could. I'd do the videos too. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, Al was saying that he had to take a break, but if we could start over. Welcome to Making It Up As We Go. Let's see here. Here we go. JR's got a question for us here. Anyone on the panel or in the crowd does sublimation? What's your go-to image editing software? I've got the entire sublimation starter kit coming. I've never tried it before. I know Dave has. He's done some sublimation. Any of you guys done any sublimation?
My mom has. I've done some editing, Photoshop for her for some images. But, I treated it just more so, getting rid of backgrounds kind of thing, cropping stuff out and kind of playing, taking down some of the colors.
Gotcha. Were you saying something, Sean?
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, I played a little bit with it years ago when it first came out to see what it was about. Did a lot of it for the casino too. We
Do you
did
know what
glasses and cups.
image editing stuff you used?
After Adobe, we used a lot of Adobe at the casino.
Gotcha.
Good stuff.
JR, touch base with Dave. Let's see what he was using. I don't know what I haven't done it in any myself. Let's see here. Oh, John, I guess there's a couple of videos now out on YouTube about the OhmTech Pro. Nice, very nice. Very good. Just trying to think of anything else. Whoa.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I saw that one.
Board Queen. The Board Queen.
Yeah.
And it's human sized upper shoulders and head. I can't wait to print. Wow. That's going to be cool.
Want to see pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see some. I would want to hide it in people's beds, kind of like Godfather did with the
horse's head.
Board Queen in somebody's bed.
No, wait. What you got to do with the Board Queen is have it come from the ceiling, just drop down.
Whoa! Look at this one. Jerry's printing A 7-foot xenomorph alien. Legs are done printing in the tail now. Videos are on YouTube and pics on social. Oh, we'll have to check that out.
We
That is cool.
Now that's where one of the large printers come into play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry's saying that most people need the startup capital to get it off the ground. We're going back. That's going back to the Elegoo thing. But see, well, my point to that whole thing is, JR, is that Elegoo is an established company and has been around since like 2015, I think, is when they came out with their first printer. They were out before that, like making circuit boards and stuff. So that's kind of what I was talking about that. But I definitely get it about needing startup capital, because if I had a product, I mean, I'd put it on there for sure, and then it wouldn't get funded. Let's see here. I'm just sorry. I'm just going through the rest of these here and seeing what else we got here. Clyde saying, talking about the CNC Labs is making that new 32-bit controller. Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit last week.
But see, they're switching it from a Gerbil to a Gerbil HAL to help reduce some of that EMI interference and have better control and open it up and just be able to run more tools. And I think it was like finding where it left off and stuff like that. So Gerbil HAL is going to just improve upon Gerbil.
Cool. I am not up on Gerbil HAL, so I'll have to check that out. Awesome possum, people. Well, I guess it's time to get out of here for the evening. Let's see here. Sean, you got anything else you want to talk about tonight?
Actually, I would like to give a friend a shout out, Jerry with DIY and Digital. You want to pick up on train stuff, like, the stuff I'm playing with? He's got a heck of a good channel. I've actually learned a lot from him.
Awesome.
So yeah, check him out.
Very nice. Mr. Other Paul?
If I said Jerry, I meant Jimmy.
Jimmy. You did, but that's all right. You can
Jimmy from DIY Digital.
We'll fix it in post.
Sorry.
We'll edit it, the voice with AI over, overdub.
Oh, that'll work.
I would just say, remember, start working on your projects. Don't end up like me, having to switch back and forth and get going on that Christmas, the Gatton Christmas challenge.
There you go. Old Paul, anything?
Nope, just
keep at it.
To not to sound like a broken record and copying other Paul, but get going on your Gatton project, because there sure is some neat stuff to win.
Heck yeah. Yeah, everybody get out there, get on it. Have a great old time.
Right.
Hopefully. Yeah.
I'd like to say one more thing.
Please do.
And that's, to all the vets out there, thank you. Thank you so much. And to my nephew, thank you.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I should, if we got a minute, let's, I'll tell you guys what I did today. Me and my son, we went with the Boy Scouts. We have an Army Heritage Museum that's up in Carlisle, PA. It's about an hour north of us. And so we went up there. Really cool, a lot of fun. We got the museum itself was really neat. I put a couple of pictures I took up on Facebook earlier today. But like they have my son got really excited because I was a paratrooper when I was in, and so they have a like simulation of paratrooper thing in there, and like you sit in this chair, and there's a screen on the floor. And you pull the these levers which are supposed to represent the risers, and you try to guide yourself into the drop zone, and
Cool.
the chair kind of comes down a little bit closer and closer to the floor and stuff like that, and pretty neat. It you either land in the drop zone or you're landing behind enemy lines, and it's like, hey, be careful. You're gonna have to fight your way to go meet up with your people. And then they have tanks and helicopters and all kinds of stuff outside. Stuff from the Civil War up till current, as far as in equipment and fighting techniques. They even have like a trench that they've recreated, like World War I trench systems and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. And then probably the highlight for me was that we went to the they had a Veterans Day ceremony inside, and we got to see 8 or 9 young people do their oath of enlistment, and so that was pretty cool. And my son, he's 11. There's a general up there, Major General. He talking, and my son goes, "Dad, should I do this oath?" And I was like, "Son, you're not old enough yet. You can't do that." I said, "But you can think about how holding up working and holding up the Constitution and all that good stuff. You can still do that without taking the oath yet. So good for you." It was pretty funny though. But yeah, definitely. Thank you to all my fellow veterans out there. I appreciate everything that you all done, and continue to do. So keep at it. Keep at it. All right, folks. Well, have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week. And remember, next week, there's only going to be 160 days until the Makers Rock collaboration starts. And we'll be down to the wire on starting the Gatton Christmas Challenge. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining.
Thumbs up.